The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's session of why choosing Erwin Data Modeler 12.5 is the smart move. My name is Robert Lutton. I'll be part of the narration team, and with me we've got Kevin Weisenberger, who's going to be our demonstration person who's going to be showing you Erwin DM on the toolset, as well as a couple of PowerPoints to set the environment. So with that, I'd like to, on behalf of our partner Quest, Erwin by Quest, let you know that we are a certified partner by Quest, and we are bringing you the latest and greatest Erwin data modeling tool. So Kevin, go to the next slide. So we've been in the Erwin DM, data modeling and data governance business for quite a while now. And we're really seeing that the Erwin 12.5 is a watershed version for the Erwin Data Modeler solution. It really has done a tremendous job of moving an organization up the data maturity ladder. And so what we're going to do is we're going to show you some of those key features that we think make Erwin 12.5, this version, one of the best versions that they've released in their 25, maybe it's 27, could be even close to 30 years in the marketplace. So Kevin, go ahead a little bit, go to the next slide. Just a little bit about your host, Sandhill. So Sandhill Consultants, we are a certified Quest partner, and our job is to make sure that we provide our clients with better informed business decisions using the technology, Quest technologies such as Erwin DM and Erwin DI and the other portfolio tool sets. And we want to be able to make sure that we can help you manage and steward your data through the advice and guidance of best practices and frameworks so that you can actually use and provide trusted data assets. Go ahead to the next slide, Kevin. So it's important for us to kind of tell customers where we play. Our sweet spot is obviously within the data management, data governance space. We are DCAM certified partners. We have been able to do the CMMI DMM assessment, although that's not been acquired by another organization. We've got a data governance suite. We've got a data modeling, a center of excellence. We sell and promote Erwin's Data Intelligence Suite. And we obviously focus on a lot of the data modeling tools, whether it's Erwin, ER Studio, Accolade, SAP Power Designer, and a couple of other supporting tools like the Sapphire for ERP. So if you ever wanted to know anything about ERP systems, be that the Oracle systems, the SAP systems, the Microsoft systems, we've got a real easy tool that plugs and plays into the Erwin toolset that will allow you to discover all of the entire metadata in your ERP system. We also provide training, we provide Erwin upgrades, and we provide a specialized platinum support. We also sell the data management tools. So that's the sweet spot of where we play into. Kevin, go to the last slide that I've got before I hand it over to you. And this is our reference architecture. This is how we see all the components that we sell and support within the Quest portfolio all working together. First of all, most people may be familiar with the DIMBOK or the DMM or the DCAM. Even Quest has its 7 steps to data maturity. Whatever particular framework you like, they are all great. They all provide what you've got to do. They don't tell you how you should do it. That's where we developed 2 different data modeling center of excellence and data governance center of excellence. We call them our EMSOS platform and our Compass oversight platform, but they both sit on top of the data modeling tool and the Erwin Data Intelligence Suite. I won't go into the right-hand side of the environment. We're here to talk about Erwin, how Erwin is the tool of choice to generate validated metadata, how it actually links to the Sapphire, how it pulls in metadata from all these wonderful sources, whether it be structured, non-structured ERP solutions or in the cloud databases, pulling that in, leveraging a data modeling center of excellence, and we will pass this over to Kevin, who's going to talk about the benefits directly related to 12.5, and and then show you Erwin Data Model 12.5. So, Kevin, over to you.
Thank you, Robert. Hello, everyone. So today's discussions are going to be the benefits of adopting to the Erwin Data Modeler 12.5. There are three areas that we'll focus on here: the advanced data governance and enterprise glossary. So Erwin DM 12.5 provides an integrated data governance platform that enables organizations to manage complex data architecture, enforce regulatory compliance, and then the third final part is the enterprise glossary, where it's managed. Second area is the enhanced collaboration and team productivity features. Erwin DM 12.5 provides an enhanced collaboration capabilities with the ability to share models with other team members using the Workgroup Edition, or it's a they also have another tool that allows users to share metadata in read-only form, their new product called ER360. And then finally, we have the robust modeling capability, techniques, and flexibility, where Data Modeler has some included support for more advanced data modeling techniques, such as data vault modeling, NoSQL methodology or database, Avro file format structures, which may be important for some organizations. So if I move to the first category, the advanced data governance and enterprise glossary features, so both the EMC, or the enterprise compliance, and the enterprise glossary are two new features that are isolated in the Erwin MART Portal 12.5. The MART Portal is the administrative tool for managing your Erwin users that connect to the MART in order to access the MART models, whether it be on-premise or in the cloud. So what these two new features are part of your managing your users, your setting up permissions, setting up your catalogs, which are your containers for the data models themselves. So let's take a look at the two new features that are part of Erwin's Workgroup Edition / Erwin MART Portal. We'll start off with the enterprise compliance. So Erwin Data Modeler, just keep this in mind, that is 12.5 is a popular tool for designing and managing data models. When it comes to enterprise modeling compliance, it typically involves ensuring your data models conform to established standards, best practices, regulatory requirements within your organization. So how do we do this? Well, how does Erwin do this in the MART portal? So the EMC enterprise compliance, they help, there's a way to define your data modeling standards. You start off by establishing a set of data modeling standards and best practices that need to be followed in your organization. These standards can cover naming conventions, data types, relationship documentation requirements, and more definitions, etc. You can use Erwin Data Modeler 12.5 to customize and enforce your data modeling standards. You can create data models where your data models ensure that the models adhere to established standards. You validate those models according to those standards, and you can use the enterprise compliance to check the compliance of your data models through running validation checks, setting up rules to ensure that your models conform to defined standards. Then you have your version and collaboration. You could use the version control and collaboration features to facilitate teamwork and maintain compliance. Documentation, as well as review approval workflows, compliance reporting, training, etc. We'll take a look at how we do that shortly in the MARP portal using Erwin's new enterprise compliance. The next feature within the Erwin set, the Erwin MARP portal set, is the enterprise glossary, which is a valuable resource for maintaining consistent and standard definitions and terminology across the organization. How do you do that in the Erwin MARP portal? You could first choose an enterprise tool that you want to use within the tool Erwin MARP portal. Erwin DI is an example. You could actually use Calibra as well. So once you have your enterprise tool chosen, you could create or import the business terms or glossary terms into the MART itself. So what you're doing here is you're importing the glossary terms, definitions, business glossaries, elements that are relevant to your organization. Once you have that information, you could integrate those using the data modeling tools, Erwin Data Modeler 12.5. There's a import-export functionality to sync glossary terms and definitions in the MARP portal itself. Then you can link, you could use the link-specific data elements such as tables, columns, relationships to relevant terms, glossary terms. This linkage ensures that the data model reflects the standardized definitions and terminologies from the enterprise glossary. Then you use the glossary terms and data modeling to attach them to those specific data models themselves. And then you can maintain and update glossary terms as needed. And of course, you have your documentation, communication, quality assurance that you could use the tool when needed. So let me switch over to our MARP portal to demo the enterprise glossary, as well as the enterprise modeling compliance. So this is the MARP portal, which is different from the MART administrator. We'll be going into a little more details on the MARP portal shortly, but I'm just going to log into this MARP portal. And of course, here you have all your controls here, but what we're going to do is take a look at the enterprise modeling compliance, EMC, first. So the enterprise modeling compliance has a set of out-of-the-box rules, your comments, definitions, logical name, physical name. And what you would do is you would take one of these policies here, and you would just customize it by creating your own policies based on one of these 4 out-of-the-box policies. Once you have, and in this one I'll select, once you have your policies created, you could go to your rules, and then you pick and choose those rules that you want to contain in the check for compliances in your data models itself. So here you would you could pick those specific rules that you would like to use. You could save those do a rules report, and you can clone a rule as needed. Generating a report from this, you'll see that I've run some reports in the past, and here you'll see that when you create these rules or these compliance jobs, you could do them on a scheduled basis. And once you have your results, you could actually drill into those rules where, for example, this was a job that I ran some time ago, where there's some errors where this particular entity did not meet the compliance. You would go into the data model and make those changes or updates as needed, so that you could then run these reports, and then you can they would be up to compliance once corrected. Moving from the enterprise compliance, we move down to the enterprise glossary, which is again a set of business glossary that you could bring into the Erwin Mart portal. You could create your add your own glossary. You could add business terms. You could upload or import from a glossary file, download, etc. And you'll see here that I've brought these general business terms in from an external formatted Excel spreadsheet. And what I'm going to do is I'll take this and you'll see that I've brought this over as the business terms. I could select all of them, and then I start associating these terms to any of the Mart models that I have created in my data mart itself. So for this one, I'm just going to show you that I've done a association to eMovies, which is one of the out-of-the-box Erwin models that's offered. And you'll see that I'll select the specific data model itself, and I've mapped the customer glossary term to customer, but you could also set that up as an auto-generated map to any of these objects within the data models. And once you have your mappings completed, you could associate those and show this as in a report itself. So once I have this model, these mappings associated, I could go into Erwin Data Modeler, and you'll see here that there's a new tab in the Erwin Data Modeler toolset called Business Terms Mapping, and you'll see that I've mapped this, and it now appears as part of the entity, which was the associated mapping that we chose earlier. So let me just move on to the enhanced collaboration team productivity features. So the advanced features enable teams to work together on data modeling projects, share information, and communicate more effectively. This is supported by user reviews and testimonies. The collaboration and team productivity in Erwin DM enable organizations to harness the collective intelligence of their teams, resulting in improved data quality. So you're making better decision, increased efficiency, innovation, and development. So let's take a look at the collaboration and productivity core features, an additional feature in using the MART portal, as well as Erwin's new visualization tool called ER360. So as we took a look at a little bit earlier with the compliance and enterprise glossary, the Erwin MART portal provides multi-user modeling environment, which makes coordinated large-scale modeling possible, and enables collaboration between project managers, data modeling team members, and standard administrators by providing workgroup modeling service, which includes conflict resolution, versioning of specific data models stored in the MART, and then you have your security and your standards management. ER360 is a new tool offered with 12.5, not offered, but it's an additional tool which provides a unified and central visuals of your Erwin MART models to help you manage, review, and govern your MART models themselves. It provides a graphic visualization and detailed metadata classification of your objects in the models, the metadata of your models, read-only form. And one of the advantages of ER360 is the user doesn't have to have Erwin DM installed. It's a browser-based application where you could, if you have your users defined, they could log in into the ER360 and observe the metadata or diagrams as needed. So as far as the Erwin MART portal, there are a couple of new options that have been added to the MART portal, also formerly known as the MART Administrator. So all those options for managing your users, your permissions, etc., are all part of the MART portal, but you'll also have your the capability at the catalog level to display sensitive data indicator, SDI. It also tracks users that log into the MART portal using a tracking device. There's a new functional capability in Erwin DM called Project Explorer, where you can set up projects based on specific data models, where you could save that off to those projects to catalogs themselves. And Erwin also has a DI suite where you could do round-trip modeling to the DI suite, make any data governance updates to the metadata, and then round-trip that back into Erwin DM itself. The ER360 basically has the same, almost the same type of user interface as the MART portal, where you can manage your users, profiles, permissions, your catalogs, your containers of the metadata models, the MART models. And once you have that information in the ER360, you could browse the metadata, and we'll take a look at that shortly. And then the final part to this is the harvesting from the MART portal to ER360. here you could bring in specific MART portal catalogs into the ER360. You could pick and choose specific models from the catalog, or you could bring all the models within that catalog into ER360. Okay, so let me just go back over to the MART portal. So within the MART portal here, you could launch ER360, but also if you go to your catalogs here, you could create your new containers for housing models that couldn't be opened locally from Erwin, and you could save those off to a specific library as needed. There are new capabilities for comparing models in the MART. You could actually choose to generate DDL as well from the MART portal. And if we take a look here, we have the SDI indicator that was originally that has been set up as in the MART portal model as well. So this is a new feature that was a part of the 12.5 version of this tool. There's also a way to set up your DM to DI, taking a specific data model here, MART model, where you could set up a job either to export to the Erwin DI suite or import from the DI suite into the MART. So that's new functionality that's been added. It's what they call round tripping back and forth to a DI suite and back to Erwin itself. You still have your session manager. You still have the ability to add users. You also have your profiles, permissions, and catalogs for your MART containers, model containers. You also can take this, and of course you have your controls for changing from light to dark and back to light again. So that's the MART portal. There's the additional tool that Erwin has is this ER360, which I'll log in. Oops, let's see. Oh, I know. Sorry, I had the wrong user there. ADM. Okay. Okay, so this is the new tool offered by Erwin. Basically, what we're looking at is a tool that actually brings in Erwin models, MART models into the ER360, where you could take a look and see the metadata in read-only form. So if you take a look here, you would define your users, the out-of-the-box profiles that you would assign to those users. They are the viewer as well as the admin, and then you could customize as needed. Once you have your users' profiles, you could select the catalogs that you want at the very top level. This is the admin. They'll be able to control and see those particular data models that have been already harvested to ER360, but also you could set up a test viewer to only see if this user logged into the ER360, they would only see this reverse engineered Neo4j model. So that allows you control over the metadata models that are in the ER360. Catalogs, of course, similar to the MAR portal, you could set up your libraries as needed, but you could also bring those specific models that you may want to harvest from the MART itself. And the biggest part that, based on customer feedback, is once you have your data models in the ER360 itself, you could take a look at the specific drill into the objects as needed. We'll take a look at the ER diagrams, which gives you an overview basically this is what appears for this particular model as it appears in Erwin itself. So you have, this is a data vault data model that I had brought in. You have all your controls here where you could set up specific layouts as needed. You could reset the layout. So that's a data vault model. You have your e-movies where it could take you to where you could get your data flow as needed within the model itself. You could take this and do a copy where you could send this off to another user in an email so that they could log in using their credentials, and they would get this specific visualization of the model itself. Not only relational models are you could get your NoSQL data models. Let me just drill down into this one a little bit, and I'll go into the drawing objects, and you'll see that you have your denormalized collections of this MongoDB data model. And then finally, the Neo4j data model that I had reverse engineered some time back. If you take a look at the nodes here, you'll see that if you make this little change here to the graph database, you'll get the same depiction of the data model as it appears in Erwin itself. And you'll see that right here. So something very similar to this. So, and we have a couple of other controls here. You have an overview of the enterprise architecture where you could add data models as needed. You could bring in your Neo4j. So you have these, it's an overview of the what models that you've ingested from the Erwin Mart. So let me just return back to we're going to go into the robust modeling techniques and greater flexibility. So Erwin basically provides advanced modeling capabilities that allow users to create and manage complex data models. With ease, this software is flexible and it allows to work with a variety of database and integrate with other tools and systems. This is supported by industry recognition, including Erwin's DM's recognition as the leader in Gartner's Magic Quadrant for data modeling tools. You'll see that Erwin will show shortly has a new feature called projects, but it also supports NoSQL databases, JSON file formats, Data Vault, Databricks, dimensional modeling, and industry models. And all this is in a centralized repository environment. So think of that, Erwin is still a relational database data modeling tool, and it continues to excel at designing and visualizing entity relationship diagrams. But we just want you to consider that the Erwin DM also has the ability to model NoSQL database, do round tripping and model synchronization, forward engineer, reverse engineer of code. Examples of NoSQL database are ArangoDB, Amazon Keyspaces, Cassandra, DynamoDB, and then you have your Google BigQuery. Also, you have your JSON and Avro formats, graph database, Neo4j, we saw that earlier, dimensional modeling, Data Vault modeling, industry models, also known as the common data model, which is a standardized model which allows for data and information exchange between different applications. Within the MART portal, MART Workgroup Edition, there's offerings for reporting, creating reports over that can be run across the MART repository. Project Explorer, this is a new feature in 12.5 where you could take many different data models and you could create a project off of those models, whether they're reverse engineered models, whether they're created from scratch, or they've been imported from a different source. And once you have your projects organized and ordered, and then you could take those particular projects and you could open them up in one click. So that's one of the advantages of the Project Explorer, where you don't have to open up each model one at a time, but you have these projects all centralized in the Project Excel. So it's a little bit different from Erwin's catalog management, where the libraries have the containers. It's different in that the library catalogs are you could only open those models at a single time, whereas the Project Explorer you could open up many models depending on what's in the Explore project itself. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go into Erwin DM now, and we'll take a look at first the Project Explorer. You'll see here that there are a couple of new tabs. You could switch between the Model Explorer and the Project Explorer. So this is new functionality. You could create new projects. You could open up a project, which I show here, and within these two within this project itself, there are two data models, the publication data model as well as the Neo4j data model. If I open up off my MART, you'll see here that if we take a look, this is a type of NoSQL data model that has been updated from an existing relational target database of SQL Server. We changed this using the design layers to NoSQL target database MongoDB, and you'll see here that if I go to model, you'll see that we have our collections and those fields that we could drill into as needed. And again, this is different. It's in the NoSQL format here. And if I open up another model here from our MART, we could take a look at a Snowflake data model. Again, this is a new methodology that was added maybe 2 releases ago, where Erwin supports the data vault methodology for modeling, and this particular database, target database, is Snowflake. And let me see if I had any other data models that we wanted to take a look at. Okay, the graph database, we already did see of the Neo4j data model, which is part of this particular project. You have a couple of different views that you could use within Erwin. This one, it shows the relationship, but this is going to show the verb phrase, the phrase for the relationship. You have a couple of different diagrams that you could switch in between, so that you see different views of this particular data model, which was reverse engineered using Erwin DM. Okay, so I'm going to, let me go back to my, so this is a sort of a summary of, or list of new features within the Data Modeler Erwin 12.5 release. On the left-hand side, this is the big functionality that was added to the tool, but there's also other functionality or database enhancements that have been added to 12.5 as well. As far as a next action, call to action, if you folks on the call would like to schedule a lunch and learn, I'd be happy to go through more specifics as far as 12.5 is concerned. Perhaps even if you want to do a trial on either the Workgroup Edition or the ER360, we could assist in helping you out in getting that license key as needed. And with that, I'll open up to questions.
Hey, Kevin, just while we're doing that, I'm just going to steal a screen for a quick minute. I just want to show something that I thought was quite interesting from an architectural point of view. And this is where we have the Erwin Data Modeler, which Kevin sort of showed the robust technology, the features of that. There's a lot of great features in the Erwin data modeling tool. This here session was more to address some of the new features in the repository where you actually store your models, because a lot of clients still use a third-party mechanism to store models. Obviously, Erwin can store its models in its own repository called the Mart, and that repository has an administration approach to it, has a centralized server. The Mart, the repository, now actually can exist in the cloud as well. So for clients that are looking to offload that repository to the cloud and have maybe someone else take care and manage that, Quest do offer that as a service. And I wanted to kind of visually architect the two different sides of the equation. One was the ER360 portal, and the other was the business glossary, which are both driven off the same UI from the Erwin machine. So you're kind of having the one centralized backend database, where then you have the view of the ER360 portal and for the viewers, and then the business glossaries and things like that. I thought that that would be sort of interesting to explain that visually, Kevin, so that way people can get an understanding of that. So I'm going to give you control back, Kevin. Just kind of see if there's any kind of questions. there's a question there. What are the pros and cons of SAP Power Designer versus Erwin DM? Well, obviously, Power Designer, truth be told, is not being updated and upgraded by SAP as often or as frequently. And so a very good tool in its own right. We do still provide training and support on Power Designer, but Quest is making, as you've seen, huge investments in new technologies, new offerings. My understanding, and again, there's, I won't give any kind of secrets away, but there's a lot more in the Erwin's roadmap. So if you're not an Erwin user, please contact us. We'd be delighted to share with you what we know, where we know, what's coming down the pipeline. As it really is, and I did confirm my stats while Kevin was chatting there, that 2023 is the 30th anniversary for the
Yes.
Erwin data modeling tool. So I thought it was 27, but it's actually 30 years. So 30 years, and the tool is still going strong, is still going excellent. So we appreciate everyone who's dialed into this. We will be following up with you individually. Some people would like a more in-depth in the chat. They'd like a more in-depth understanding of some of the technologies that they're using for Erwin. If you are not using Erwin and you're using another tool out there, all the tools are very good. I'm not going to trounce any one of them. There, you can use Power Designer or ER Studio or IBM or one of the other higher level tools. And Erwin DM is an excellent tool. We have got a vast amount of experience of helping people get the most out of their data modeling investment. And obviously, if someone would like to have a more in-depth session with a trusted, certified Quest partner who knows Erwin DM inside and out, just let us know. We're here to serve you. So with that, Kevin, no more questions on that side. I'd like to thank everyone. This session has been recorded. We will send this link out to everyone. And with that, Kevin, unless you've not got anything on your side, I'd just like to thank everyone for their time today.
Yes, thank you so much. Nice to see everyone.
Actually, David, you have a question. Sorry, I just let you. Any support from Dataverse? You just pipped in at the post there. Kevin, do we have any support for Dataverse? Do you know?
I don't know. I've never, I haven't heard of any support, but that's something that we
or
could.
A connector, would that be through? And again, the metadata bridges for Dataverse. So David, we know who you are. We will certainly check into that and get back to you, okay? All right, you're welcome. With that, thank you everyone for your time today, and enjoy the rest of the day, and we'll be in touch. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.